Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Nothing glorious about this, but there is something glorious about this. The problem is, it's kind of a hot mess, just like I am right now. So I'm being real and not getting all fancied up in order to declutter. And I'm also hoping to get it done in one video. That is, in one day. I am going to declutter my entire shelf system here. If you are new, I have done craft tours and organization on my office before. I will put a link to the playlist right here and down below so you can check all of the stuff that I've done in the past and how it got to this point. But it needs an overhaul, and I have never truly done an overhaul like I'm going to do today, which is why I'm hoping I can get it all done today. But if it gets too long for a video or for the day, I'm gonna have to break it up into two, and then you're gonna come back and you're gonna get a full tour of my office once it's all done, clean, put back together. You're gonna have to have just as much patience as I'm gonna have because it's gonna be a lot of work, but the payoff, if you like to watch organization videos, is in the end. And it's seeing the declutter, it's seeing getting rid of things, it's seeing how it's going to be so pretty and organized in the end. And I might do new colored papers. I might do a totally different thing. You'll understand that once we kind of dive in, but let's go because my kids aren't even awake. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and I need to do this before it's 80 degrees outside. Tomorrow it's gonna be 66. So it's the perfect day to start it and probably finish it tomorrow. Come along. All right, we're gonna get before and after. This is my organization here in my craft room. I am a crafter by heart. I'm an organizer by heart, and I love to collect supplies, but keep them organized. So here is the before, and let's explain the shelving system. I have IKEA shelves. This one is turned on its side, and then these two stand upright next to each other. They are a little bit different because I got this one at a separate time than I got these two, so they might be just a little bit different, but I don't care. But the amount of effort it took me to get that one turned on its side and up on its side like that, I was 7 months pregnant. Should not have done that. Doesn't weigh a ton, but it was really awkward and I probably shouldn't have done it. So that's staying as it is. I would love to have cabinets and closed doors and all that kind of stuff here, but that's for another time. But here is the before. It's just nothing is in buckets because no one puts anything away, and I've been wanting to like organize it and do things all over again. And things are coming down from kids' bedrooms. Like these have been in their bedroom for a long time and now they don't want them. And so we've got school supplies that are just getting tucked onto the side. So today we are going to go through everything, including, and how many people would do this, collect apple boxes. If you watched our last vlog, you'll understand. But do you keep the boxes? Do we need to keep the boxes? No. I told you this is gonna be more of a real video. There's no hoopla involved with this. Part of organizing the craft room in there, I'm realizing that I'm storing a lot of my home decoration supplies, and I'll show you what that means here in a second. I'm storing a lot of it in that room, and that's taking up a lot of space now, and it's not even fitting. And so this is why it's taking me a little while to do this, because I had to get to a point where I could pull out some of my boxes and find extra boxes and bins in order to organize all of the home decoration stuff that I'm not using on a regular basis. Let me show you. So I have this bin that has been in the garage, and it has things like little hoops that I've done projects with. It has picture stands. It has Christmas decorations that didn't get into the Christmas box. It has frames that I don't use all the time, but I sometimes like to pull them out. It also has stuff in it that I probably should just throw away because I don't need it anymore. This picture is ripped, and this mat is not white anymore. Look, that is not white. So this stuff needs to get thrown away, and I've found that I have a ton of space in this one, and I have an extra one. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I have more of those picture stands, and I just shove them in there, and I have picture frames from Ashley's baptism that I shoved in there, and then I have Chelsea's locker, like contraption thing that's back in there, that's just shoved in there. All of that needs to come out and be put into bins so that I can just pull a bin out, find the frame that I need, find a stand that I need. If I have a project that I want to work on and I need this kind of thing that's big and bulky, I have 1 or 2 buckets to go and pull from. A lot of the time when I'm decorating and changing over for seasons or holidays, I realize I have too many houses or I have too many trucks. Can never really have too many houses or trucks, but I'm gonna put these back down in here. I'm not sure why they're out. But sometimes I have too many candles. Sometimes I just have too many bits and bobbles. I need one place for them to go in terms of when I'm not going to be using them, so that I can go back to that bucket after that holiday is over and pull it back out. Okay, part of my process for this is a little chaotic and it kind of stresses me out to even know where to begin. The reality is I'm just gonna, I hate to say it, I'm gonna take it all off. Oh, that stresses me out. I haven't taken all of these bins off since they went in, since I moved in. But I think I'm gonna do it. And I think the easiest way to do it is to take them out here into my living room. So I can have a fan out there. I'm gonna go through every bucket and every single cubicle. Here I go. Okay, here's the empty shelves. I'm already tired. I actually am gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna leave those for now. So here's the empty shelves. This is Jason's stuff. Not to say it's not important, but like maybe I'll have an extra bin and I can put tape in it. I don't know, maybe he can find a drawer to put his tape in. This is his space. He doesn't mind it being cluttered. So trying to be okay with that. Here is the daunting task ahead of me. I literally don't know what to do with myself right now. I'm gonna get a drink. Holy mackerel. Every bucket has to be gone through and that pile of mess has to be gone through. Here's what it looks like from this side. Holy moly. And no, Jason, I'm not gonna go buy more bins. We're gonna condense. We're going to declutter. I'm gonna start with this stuff here on the floor. I have a clear vision of what is keeping, what's going to go into different buckets, what's going to get in the trash, what's going to donate. So I'm going to start with this stuff here because then it'll give me the ability to get into this, all the buckets over here. Alright, here's a little progress update. Can you tell that I've done anything? Putting things into categories. So trash, books so far. This is all photos and memorabilia. This will get its own box, bin, something or other. Then back here is office supplies and a pile so far of craft supplies. Then right here, all of this is decoration stuff, which will go into that bucket right there. And I have a whole bunch of little family games, especially for church, that I have a pile of. I don't have little ones anymore, so I just don't need it anymore. This is all like at church game activities for kids that I no longer need. So I'm just gonna see if another mama needs them and donate them to her. I can't get this to go down in there now. All right, progress. We have, these are empty boxes and our drone cages right here, and also in here, this is like our Wi-Fi routers. When you have ones that you've bought from the cable companies, you need to keep the original boxes. This is all paperwork. This is Jason's actual original business plan from our business when we first started it. That was the original franchise that we bought it from. Sued them, and now we have our own name. So, and this is the last MacBook box that we have, and it actually has a real book or a real computer in it. The guts are horrible, but the computer itself is fine. So they've said that if we bought it new guts, it would be workable, but it's $700 to buy it new guts. So just haven't done that yet. And anyway, So I'm starting on buckets, and I think I'm going to start with office supplies. I've realized I've got this bucket here that has notebooks and whatnot, composition books. And so this is redundant to have this bucket here with the same notebooks and paper in it. So I'm going to transfer all of this bucket stuff to there along with this stuff into there. I've got 2 empty file boxes as well. And then I found these cool like scheduling things that I used to use, tore out the used pages, and it just has like a weekly family schedule. I don't think I'm gonna use it, and I only used 1 page of the menu maker. If you guys know me, I don't like doing menu plans, but still I can use it. So we're gonna set it there and try and file it away. Then this whole pile here, aside from the books, is all pictures, memorabilia, old calendars that we do photos in. That is all organized, it's just not put away. So I need to make room for these calendars and the pictures that I got from my mom after she passed away. I need to kind of tuck that all away. Over here, I have all of the craft supplies that I have that are too big to go in my other buckets, and then I have all the home decoration stuff kind of piling up to go into that bucket. I also have a pile of donate, and again, that's the church stuff. I just put it on my church Facebook page, and then again, that's just more craft supplies. Just kind of getting it all to here, and then I'll figure out which bin is gonna go in. All right, this is quite satisfying to get it all into one box. This is all my folders, files, notebooks, comp notebooks. I even got my, what do you call these, clipboards in here, my sheet protectors, my coupon books from my coupon days. So satisfying to have that all in one box. All right, I haven't really shown you the process as I go through each bucket, but this is a good example of one as I'm getting into more of the craft buckets here. I have craft supplies, kids crafts. This whole pile has been kind of a mix of kids crafts as I found them in the wrong buckets, and ones that we've picked up and we haven't put away. So I'm kind of just going through this and making sure that things are kind of done up and put into little bags. This is just foam, like foam paper, and then I've got all these paracords that I need to just wrap up and put together and then put into a baggie. Like this one is just filled with more, I don't even know what that is, yarn maybe, so I can put that one into a different bucket along with this yarn. But this paracord is good because I have all these little books here to make bracelets, and I think the girls would really like that. I can get little instructions on how to make the bracelets, but I need to just kind of organize it and kind of go through it. It's got little bags. Kind of wanted to separate out some of the stuff, like put the ribbon in the ribbon bucket, but definitely keep in some of the things that are actually crafts for this kind of stuff that go in this bucket. But so far I have emptied 2 buckets here and found one that didn't have the right lid on it and put the little pieces on the sides where they belong. But yeah, these are the buckets that I'm going through. This is what's going to take me the longest. The buckets over here are, you can see them, they're really organized themselves. That one is all my fabric on the top one there, and then all my white and burlap fabric in the bottom one, and then the other ones are like nail polish and things. So those are all already done. So literally I'm just going through these ones right here. All right, I'm gonna give more detailed view of all of the buckets in a separate video. That'll be in the craft tour video, but I kind of wanted to show you what my process has been. So now I've got all of the boondoggle, and actually I don't know what the actual name is. We called it boondoggle when we grew up in the 80s, so I don't know what it is called now. But then all of these other little paracords and little doodads or whatever are going to be into this bucket with kids crafts. Again, this is like the little foam papers, and then all the kits that have the instructions, and then some, what do you call these? I can't even think what these are called. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. That's what's going to be in this kit. I also have more of these little foam papers. These are going to be good because they have like the sticky on the back of them, and if we have like a school project and we need to cut out a letter or a shape or something to put onto like a craft board, we can use these later on. So this is perfect for craft supplies. But then I'm weird because like some of this stuff isn't specific to the actual stuff for the kids. The twine I'm going to go ahead and put into my twine box, and then the ribbon I'm going to put into a ribbon box, just because there's no other project in here that has that as a specific tool that's needed to make it. So I'm going to separate those out. So here's my twine bucket. I have lots in here, but it's nice to have a different thickness that I can add to that bucket. All right, progress so far. This is all donated. This is all donated. A friend came over and sifted through some of this stuff. All of this is donated. I've got to get that back to the church. We already talked about this stuff. I've gone through all the picture boxes are all, I'm not going to do much more with those today, but they're all set aside. And then I've gone through all these. Look at these. Look how many empty buckets I have. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with those. So I think I'm all done going through every single box here. Am I all done? I think I am. I think I'm all done sorting through every single box. I am. That's incredible. So then I have my little pile right here of more home decoration stuff that I've got to add to the stuff that's over there. Then I have trash pile here, empty buckets here. Those are thank you cards from the beginning of COVID that we stuck on the windows. They're window clings, and just an extra bucket. Ashley. All right, so here's the progress so far. Okay, so what I'm going to do with these buckets, if you can see some of them they're different than all the ones with the purple handles. Kind of weird, and I really like them to be all the same, and they stack really well, 2 at a time. So I'm kind of wanting to take these empty buckets and possibly redo the ones that are not. These ones I can't because the item inside, like the laminator and my silhouette stuff, is too big. I might like take this like label maker and put it into the other kinds of buckets. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm gonna pause here and have some lunch really quick. All right, the weird OCD in me is switching out bucket if they didn't have my purple handle. So if you can see here, the majority of them all came from Target, and they have the cute purple handle. They all stack, and they have like a little ledge to them, so they stack and they sit on the shelves really, really well. But like you can see right here, that one is not the same, but that's what I had, so I used it, which is fine. And now I'm switching out the ones that were not like these ones. So I just put some new stuff in this one, the little bead kits, this little, I don't even know what they're called, but anyway, that's what's in here. But I'm also going to redo all of the paper and the labels on the outsides of them. Please tell me that's not satisfying to you guys. Holy moly. We're gonna walk through this with you really quick and tell you where we're kind of stalled at. Actually, it's giving you a hint right now. So these are all photo boxes. Eventually I will go through these, and it's all organized. They're all in the same bucket except for the top one. I would switch it, but I can't find one more lid. So I might fix that later, but I've got all these empty ones, and then I've switched everything that I could to be all the same except for these top ones, but they're the same style with the little clip over the edge. It helps them stay on. Even these little ones are the same. I think I'm gonna order a battery organizer on Amazon, get another bucket like this to match this one, but that's just the crazy organization in me. Because see, I have these green ones for these guys. And I think I saw a craft organizer at Hobby Lobby or Michael's that I might go back and get and like consolidate all of this kind of stuff. But our problem right now is that we are taking out all the little papers that I use to kind of just create a little backdrop for the label that goes on the front of it. Taking all the labels off, right, Ashley?
Except for a few.
Except for a few. But our problem now is that my label maker won't work. Either all the batteries that we have in the house that are double A's don't work, or my label maker is broken. And I can't leave you with this project done without it labeled. So we're gonna run to the store really quick, and we're gonna get batteries and a new labeling maker. I've had that label maker for probably 10 years. It's only like $15, but I can't leave you, you know, high and dry. I need to show you everything labeled and everything back on the shelf for this video. But I am gonna tease you and tell you that you need to come back for a craft room tour in order to find out what's in every single bucket and how I've organized it all, because I went through every single bucket. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned for that one, but we'll be right back. We're gonna go and get the label maker.
Yeah.
Because she loves to label as well, right? Abby loves to label things, so it gets used, and I think it's just worn out. So we'll be right back. Side note, that's how much we're throwing away. That's how much we're donating. And then this bucket right here, I'm still waiting on people from church to see if they want some of this stuff, and then I will just recycle the books if they're not needed. And then this stuff was from a birthday party we did for church for all the women. We had extra little notebooks. So I've just asked the one in charge if she wants these back, and if so, I'll just take them to the church. This is the other bucket that I have, but I can't find the lid for it. So I might steal it from the laundry room. Okay, they have one option, which is totally fine with me because I'm kind of in a hurry. We're gonna hurry and label everything and get it wiped off on the shelf and put all the bins back, and then you'll have to stay tuned for both videos. It's gonna be really fun. Ashley's my little helper today. She's doing the label maker now that we got it working, and we are going through every bucket and finding one that needs a new label, and the other ones are still good on some of them. And I've done all the photo buckets right down here. Okay, what next, Ashley?
We got a lot.
We got a lot left. Okay, so I have spray paint. It's right there. There's just 2 buckets.
This is gonna be gone soon.
My tip is to not print each word individually. It wastes too much paper. So you just do 2 spaces between each word. Oh, you didn't add an EL. That's okay.
Well, that's it.
Okay, now cut it off. Okay, everything is labeled. This bucket is like mostly empty, but I'm not sure what to put out, what else to put in it, or if I can condense that one into another one. So kind of leaving that one not labeled for now. But my next job is to go and clean off the shelf. So I'm gonna go get a rag, and then all of this beauty can go back onto the shelf. So satisfying. So these 2 buckets here are gonna go to the garage, and we are trying to decide if the kids want to redo their little craft boards. They did these when I was pregnant with you. So she never actually got to do a handprint on them, which is what I was doing initially. But maybe we'll just do new canvases to put up on the shelf. You want to do one?
Yeah.
Another day, but we might go ahead and do that. Okay, don't mind the air conditioning. I've had to turn that on. But we are going to go ahead and wipe down all of the shelves so they're nice and clean. So next I had to take the old papers that I had in there, and I actually might use this one again because it kind of goes with my new scheme. So to take this old size and make a whole bunch of new ones, and I kind of went with a different color theme this time. I just have a ton of scrapbook paper right down here. So I just pulled out my packets and tried to come up with a cute little color scheme for them. You like it, Ashley?
Yeah, it's cute.
I know, this is my favorite one.
Oh,
the poppies. That one's fun. Okay, so the next thing you do is you take the tape and you put it on the back side of the paper facing you with the sticky side, so that when you put it in to the bin, you're gonna stick that paper, or stick the tape to the bin. And I just push it all the way down and then push it on the tape, and then it's all done. So I have 2 spray paint buckets. So I did one with stripes and one with polka dots. So I kind of think about what ones I'm putting the colors on. Like my office supplies and my craft tools are used often, and I love this color the most. So I kind of did that, matching my craft tools and craft supplies. So you just kind of walk your way through it, what ones will look good next to each other. They all get jumbled up. There's no rhyme or reason for the order, but I did want to have both of the spray paints be the same type of color because they will be right next to each other. No, it doesn't look like it, but the time has come. The end is near. All of the buckets are done, and I'm gonna go put them on the shelf. You ready? Okay guys, are you ready? Look how beautiful. Doesn't it look so organized? I used black, yellow, and a floral with black and yellow in it for these papers. And I loved the little bit more neutral with the black and the gray, but then a few little pops of the color, but really they kind of just blend in, which is kind of what I was going for. Let me just take you up close really quick and show you what the whole shelf looks like. Okay, that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this little overhaul of my craft station. Like you kind of saw as I was cleaning it out, it's office supplies, it's house supplies, it's candles, electronics, it's everything all here. So I had to organize it because we do get into it quite often. It will be more accessible as the AC unit goes away, but for the time being, it's still a lot more manageable. So if you want a more detailed look at what is actually in each of these bins, you can probably guess what's in the spray paint. I have 2 buckets of spray paint. But if you want to see what's in the craft supplies versus craft tools, or office supplies, or photos, I have 4 photo buckets up there. If you want to see a detailed look at the buckets and the rest of my office, stay tuned because that video is coming soon. Also, part of the craft room tour obviously will be the rest of my office. I'll give you a more close-up view of what I have here on my desk and how I decorate the shelves above, and just kind of take you around the room. So stay tuned because you're going to want to see the office tour along with a more detailed look of my craft wall. Take care and have a good night, guys.